Hello everyone, am I audible? Good evening everyone. Hi, good evening. Please confirm if you're able to hear. Okay, so let's get started. Thank you so much for your time on Sunday evening. So we have gathered here for a live session which we are going to discuss on full stack Power BI developer. Now what is this full stack Power BI developer? We have heard about Power BI developer, but what is this full stack? And what is the scope of this full stack? Why this is in demand in the current market? So in this session, we will cover what exactly is this full stack Power BI developer. Now, we will also see that what are the components which come under full stack Power BI developer. So we will talk about MSBI, we will talk about Power BI, and then we'll talk about Azure. Now, to start with, the agenda for today will be, I'll be walking you through the visualization, why visualization is very important. So we need to understand this. Then we will go back to MSBI and what is MSBI, what we can do with MSBI, what was the evolution of Power BI, and then Azure. At end of this live session, I'll also be discussing on the course content, like what you're going to learn, and we'll give you few more details about the job openings as well. Now, to start with, let's see how visualization is going to be a very important impact in our human life. We all know what we see, we remember than what we listen. This is one common factor in everyone's life. Whatever you see, you will remember for a longer time because your brain is something which attracts visuals more than the things which you listen. Let's say I switch off this video, and if I say I just open a notepad and start speaking. Maybe 5 minutes you will listen, 6th minute you will try to analyze, 7th minute you will try to even visualize it, post that you will disconnect and you will go. But the visuals will play a very important factor in your life, like you will remember, and things which you are seeing, you will be remembering for longer time. Now I'll give a simple example. Let's say there are 100 people in this group. How much? 100 people. Now what I'm going to do with this 100 people is, I am going to break them into two groups, 50 in each group. 50 in A group, 50 in B group. Now, what we will do with this 50-50 is, for the first set of 50 people, let me give you a novel which is in the document format. You will be given 3 hours time to go through this novel. So it could be any story. I am giving you a novel. I am giving you 3 hours time to go through it. And meanwhile, what I will do, in 15, maybe after 1.5 hours, you can take some 10 minutes break. 10 minutes break. Now, whatever the novel which has been given to the first 50 people, the same story, whatever the story is in the novel, now I am going to give the second people by pushing them to a theater. Let them see using a movie. Okay, they'll be pushed into a theater. Even they will be given 3 hours time. Even they will have an interval time. And the complete novel story, I am showing them as a movie. Question to you. After 3 hours, I will group them into a again meeting. I will ask 6 questions. I'll ask 6 questions. The questions are, what are the characters? What is their names? What was the story about it? What was the climax? What was the introduction? Where did the story take place? Now tell me which group will be able to answer all my questions without any story drop? Who will be able to give a better story? A or B? What is your thought? The person who has read the novel or the person who has seen the movie, who can explain me the better story? A or B? Now, in this group, we can clearly say that the B group will give the better story. Now, why B? Because everything is visualized. Everything is visualized. What you will be seeing, you will be remembering for a longer time than this reading document. Now, in your personal life itself, if you are choosing to see a movie rather than reading a document, imagine about a business. In business wants to see all the data in visual format rather than seeing in a document format. Right? What is business? Business is also, it's like a people. It's run by people. It's run by people. It is for the people. Right? So definitely in business also expects all the reports to be visualized. Now let me give you a simple example. We all know that education system is very good in US, UK. So if I want you to memorize this table, or if I want you to remember this table, how long it will take? Maybe 2-3 minutes, maximum 3 minutes. Now, how long you can remember it? That's also a question. But what if this exact table chart, if I've shown you in the chart format, same information which is shown in the visual format. You are somewhere attending this live session. I am somewhere. You are not seeing me. I am not seeing you. But one thing I can guarantee you, your eyes is moving towards the right side of the screen. I can 100% write it and give it to you. Your focus is on the right side of the screen. You try to see towards the left, still your eyes will move towards the right. That's not because of your concentration. It's because your eyes is sensitive to visuals, colors. Definitely your focus will turn to the right side of the screen. Now if you remember this chart, it's very easy to remember because the colors, the numbers which will give the portion, imagine like a cake that is cut into different pieces, 6 to 7 pieces, and you will remember for a longer time. Let me give you another example. Assume that this is a table which shows some sales and the profit information of Amazon. Let's say from January to December, how much sale they have made, how much revenue they have made. Now I'll ask you 4 questions. The 4 questions are, which month is giving maximum sales? Which month is giving minimum sales? Which month is giving maximum profit, that is revenue? Which month is giving minimum revenue? Now if I ask this 4 question, you will nearly take 40 to 50 seconds to answer this question. What you will do? You will compare 1400, 600, 800, 800, 800. Yeah, this is the highest one. And the lowest one is not this. This is the lowest one. Now if I go back to revenue here, I think 280. No, 180 is there. No, 150 is there. So this is the lowest one. And the highest one is 480. Now I answered my question, 4 questions. I asked which month is giving the maximum revenue, which month is giving the minimum revenue. I also asked you which month is giving maximum sales, minimum sales. to answer this 4 question, you have literally taken 30 to 40 seconds. Not only you, I have also taken 30 to 40 seconds. Now, how better you can visualize this? How better you can show this? When I asked you the 4 questions, your focus was only on to find the numbers. You were not even thinking about anything else. Now let's see, in this chart, the same information, now it is turned into a line chart. By seeing this, one thing you can understand is, the moment you see that, you will go and see the peak. So this is the highest, this is a highest. So we have a sales and revenue as a 2 lines. One is green, one is blue. The moment I see this, I will get to know which is the highest one, which is the lowest one. Lowest one stands at December. Within 5 seconds, I answer this question. And not only this 5 questions, not only this 4 to 5 questions, what I have done, I have also understood one thing. In the start of the year, the sales and the revenue are high. In the end of the year, the sales profit is going down. In the mid of the year, the sales and profit is stable. Don't you think, apart from the information which you have asked, I am also able to provide an additional information? You did not ask me, but I was able to figure the trend. That is how the visualization is very important in terms of a business. Now, life without visualization is very tough. You need to collect the data, remember it, count it, add it, use calculators and come up with an analysis. It is going to be really hectic because day and day, the data is growing like anything. The data is growing like anything. Now, how do you handle this? Right? It's very difficult to analyze a data which is in a very raw format without any visualization tool. Now, what if you have a visualization tool like this? The entire data which you are seeing, now it has been converted into a charts. Now, this charts will help us to understand better. What you see in a table or in a number format, now you are seeing in a charts. This is a very, very good advantage for all the business to understand how it is improving. And this is one thing which you can even view it in your mobile tabs, browsers, where it gives you the majority of your charts. Now this is very, very good. We'll tell you why this is important. Why this visualization is important. Now, this visualization, just like we were seeing the Amazon sales, this also will help us to come up with the better solutions. We can come up with an additional information which can improve the business. It will help us to target the right audience. Let's say you are an insurance policy holder. Like if a person has to take an LIC policy, they'll be concentrating only on the people who are within that certain range. If you want to give an education loan, you will plan only for students who are from 20 to 25. If you are planning for any retirement plan, you will not go and ask a student to go for a retirement plan. You will go and ask who is 40 plus. So all these are a specific conditions where you will apply that, you will market to the right people. By observing this data, by converting your data, it will save you a lot of time. This will help you to make a better decision making. You will be able to find some treasures in the data. Now, all this is very good to know. But how it is possible is a question. How it is possible is a question. For that, what we will do? We will try to understand business intelligence. Now, what is this business intelligence? Now, you know that the data is coming from different data sources. One can come from Excel. One can come from CSV. One can come from database. and some can come from JSON. You have different type of data sources. Now each one is like coming from different teams. Now you want to collect together and you want to analyze everything. Now you need to collect it. Now do you think after collecting all the data will be clean? Definitely not. The data will never be clean. In one data set, let the age column have 25, 29, 30. In the other database or that data set, you will have age in the 700 months, 450 months. And in another, maybe you will have the data in 25, 6. What is this? 3 different files and 3 different type of data. Is it good practice to have like this? Definitely no. You need to have everything in a same format. For that same format, I would say you need to do some data cleaning. You need to do some data cleaning. I'll give you one more example. Let's say this is gender. M is also male, F is a female, MA is a male, FE is a female, MALE is a male, FEMELA is a female. So there are 6 ways you can store male and female. Is it really required? If you have just given me M and F, I would have understood. Why you need different types of data? So this is all something which needs some correction. I would simply say this requires some additional cleaning process. So the first work is gather the data, clean the data, visualize the data, report the data to your end users, and have a complete package. All this together is called business intelligence. Everything bringing onto the plate and trying to discuss about your business is called business intelligence. Now tell me, who is responsible for data cleaning? Who is responsible for data visualizing? Who is responsible for data organizing? That is where you will be learning MSBI. That is where you will be learning MSBI. Now what is this MSBI? MSBI stands for Microsoft Business Intelligence. It is a combination of 3 tools. Each tool we will call it as like one is SSIS, one is SSAS, and one is SSRS. Now it is a combination of 3 tools. We call them as a SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Now there are certain functionality that each of the tools will do. SSI will take the responsibility of all getting the data from different data sources. It will get the data from different data sources and it will inject into a database. So it will help us to organize the data. Now my coming for SSAS, let's go in deep. Let's try to understand one by one. Before that, I'll give you this example. In lockdown, no need to ask, everyone's cupboard is like this. Just go and see your cupboard, it will be like this, not in an organized way. In this case, if someone is coming and asking you some book, what you will do? You'll pull one, everything will fall down, and again you will go and dump it. If someone is asking any book in this, you will take nearly more time to get that book. Fortunately, if you get it early, it's fine, or else you have to pull down everything and you have to search the book. Reason? Not well organized. There is high likely chance that you will take more than 30 minutes. There is high likely chance that you may even get it in 5 minutes if it's visible to your hand. But what about second one? It's a well organized. If someone comes and asks something, just with 2 minutes you can get it because everything is well organized. Now, the time required to put back the books in the case 1 is 5 minutes. 5 minutes you can dump everything here. But the time taken to search a book, 30 minutes. Now here, Time taken to organize it or arrange it, 30 minutes. Time taken to search is 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes. Now tell me, will you prefer left? Will you prefer right? Just an opposite. Which one you will prefer? Which one you will prefer? Now definitely everyone prefers the second one, that is right one. Why? Because it is well organized. Anyone who comes and asks anything, you can simply go and get it within 5 minutes. Now this is something you will be organizing the books. The same concept we will apply for data. If the data is well organized, it can be fetched very soon and can be used for the business. If the data is not organized, definitely you are going to take more time. The same concept, what is happening in your house, I am talking in terms of a data warehousing, right? Now, this is how MSBI's SSI tool, which is responsible for getting the data from different data sources, which will help us to transform the data. It can get the data from Excel, CSV, as well as flat files, and you can put everything into one table with the help of the tool, which is SSIS. And SSIS will be having certain activities that we can use it, and you can make your data a well organized one. Very good. We have a friend who can do that. Our problem was to analyze and visualize it. But since the data was coming from different data sources, this was responsible for us to create the data ingestion. Okay, data is injected. Now the next step is you need additional information. Let's say the client is asking, hey, what was happening? What is a trend? How is the people are purchasing? What can we improve? Do you know how it worked in the last 6 years? Do you know how it worked in the last 3 months? The client keeps on asking questions. You have to come up with certain type of analysis. That is where who is responsible for this? MSBI is having a tool which is SSAS, which stands for Analysis Services. This will help us to get all the additional information about the data. If you want to have some percentage value, some calculation, this SSAS will be responsible for doing all the additional calculation. Now, injection is done. Analysis is done. Now the last part is you need to convert into charts. You need to show the reports as a visuals. Who is responsible for this? We have SSRS. Now SSRS stands for SQL Server Reporting Service, which is responsible for creating all your visuals, reports. You'll be trying to report everything in terms of visuals. Now this is a very, very good chance for us to convert our raw data into insights. Most of the clients will be looking into convert the data into insights. This is the best service, which is the best tool which can do it for you. Okay. Now, MSBI, which is responsible for visualizing your data. Now, what we will do? We have 3 tools which can do for us. One is SSIS, one is SSAS, one is SSRS. Right? All 3 are responsible for this. Now, if you ask me a question, boss, is this the only tool which can do for us? The answer to your question is no. There are many tools which can do for us. But before that, there is some problem with MSBI. All the reporting is done in the on-premises. All the reporting is done in the on-premises. That means you have to take a server, you have to install the server, you need to take the data onto the server, and you have to draw reports. Everything is going to happen in the on server. And it's also like the license is too much. You need to pay $930 for this complete tool. And if you compare to other BI tools, this is a bit difficult and manual processes required. So this is some limitations of MSBI. Now, if you ask me, this is what the past they were using before the evolution of Power BI. Now, if you ask me, is the only tool which can do for us? No. We have many other tools. One such tool which can exactly replace the MSBI, I would say, which is Power BI. Now, what is Power BI? MSBI, Microsoft Business Intelligence. Now we have in Power BI. What is Power BI? Whatever your SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, all three tools which was doing individually, now Power BI can do everything at one place. Everything can do at one place. It can analyze the data, it can clean the data, it can visualize the data. Now if you compare this in this Power BI, we have again 4 components. One is responsible for cleaning the data. One is responsible for modeling the data. One is responsible for viewing the data. And one is responsible for sharing the data, all in one. All in one. You need not use 3 tools. You can just use one tool, that is going to be Power BI. Now this is just as a solution to MSBI, which will be helping us to understand how the operations was done in MSBI and now what Power BI is doing. Power BI is like one tool, one stop shop. Whereas MSBI, you should have done it in 3 tools. Now this is where you are learning about MSBI to the Power BI migration. Now you may ask me, you are saying that Power BI is the best. Yes, of course it is the best. But what is happening? Most of the organizations are still using the on-premises report. They want some professionals who can convert or maybe migrate the data into the Power BI and the cloud. For that, nowadays MSBI is also creating a lot of job opportunities. People are in need to migrate the data from MSBI to Power BI because Power BI is the best one, but they want to migrate everything to Power BI. That is where MSBI is also in demand because 60 to 65% of all the companies are having all the reports in the on-premises, which is still in MSBI. Right? Now, this is a sample report which is been built in Power BI. It's a very interactive report. You can see who is a top performer, who is a top customer, how much sales he is making, everything you can understand better. And this is also one of the sample report that is built in Power BI. One thing I can promise you, in the next 30 days, you will be able to do this report single-handedly without anyone's help. That is how we are going to train each and every trainee here with a high quality implementation practice. Okay, so this is something which you will be learning in our course. Next 30 days, you will be able to see this change in your way of learning. Right? Now, coming to, there is another problem here. Since I know that I can clean the data, I can visualize the data, as well as I can report the data, but Power BI is like now overburdened. Why it is overburdened? You are doing everything here. You are cleaning the data, you are visualizing the data, and you are also reporting the data. How much one person can handle? Don't you think this is also overburdened now? And if you see, in the last 5 years, the data has grown tremendously high. From 2016, if you see, there is a steep rise in the data increase. Why? Definitely because of the smartphones, internet, usage, apps, all this has made the data to increase like anything. Those who know what is this gigabyte, I have just given you 1 gigabyte is equal to 21 zeros. Maybe I would say 40 followed by 21 zeros is the data that is getting generated. Now, where do you store this? Where do you store this? Do you think you can store it in your personal machine? Do you think you can store it in your server? Do you think you can store it in your hard disk, pen drive, memory card? We still know only this. Gigabyte, terabyte. Terabyte also we know because our laptop will be in terabyte. Like if someone is asking what is your hard disk, I'll tell 1 TB. Only for that I know. After that, petabyte is there, exabyte is there, zettabyte is there. Now what is the reason for this? The reason for this growth is people using internet, people using multiple applications, and the data that is getting generated is in a very, very fast phase. Now what we can do here is, I'll tell you one solution. You tell me whether this is really required in the real time. Let's say there is a 1 terabyte of data. This 1 terabyte of data, you can store it in your laptop. You can store it in your laptop. For this laptop, maybe you are spending 1 lakh. Now immediately this data changes to 10 TB. Now do you think you can maintain it in one laptop? Practically impossible. You need to purchase 10 laptops, which costs you 10 lakhs. Question to you. Is it a right approach? Is it a right approach to store your 10 terabyte of data? You are spending 10 lakhs. Of course, it is affordable if you ask for companies, but what if it changes to 100 terabyte? Will you go and buy 100 laptops? Will you spend 100 lakhs? You're doing business for money, but here you are spending money. Do you think this will really create an impact? Not at all. Now what these people say is, there are some people who say that you don't spend 100 lakhs or you don't spend 10 lakhs. You give some money to him. Okay, you give some money to me. I will fix this issue for you. That is where your cloud computing comes into picture. Now what is this cloud computing? Cloud computing are the cloud services which takes all the responsibility of your managing your data application with security, but they will charge you something. Rather than paying 10 lakhs for 10 laptops and all 10 laptops you cannot operate it, you need to acquire 10 people for job, you need to pay them salary, and you don't know about if they run away with the laptop, so security also is not there. No data security, high price, you need to give the salary, everything is money only here. Now how it is possible? It is very, very difficult. It is very, very difficult when you want to do it in a personal machine. This cloud computing says, hey, don't worry. You don't spend 10 lakhs for 10 laptops. You give me 2.5 lakhs. I will take care of end to end. Let me take this responsibility and you just give me 2.5 lakhs. Now what you're doing is you're actually reducing the burden. You're actually paying less. You need not acquire 10 people for maintaining 10 laptops. 10 laptops is also unnecessary. You just give 2.5 lakhs to any of the cloud service. They'll tell, I will take care of your data. That is where the cloud computing came into picture. We have 4 good type of cloud computing, which is AWS, Microsoft Azure, GCP and Huawei. But what we'll be learning in our course will be Microsoft Azure. Of course, the best one is AWS. But what we'll be learning here is Azure, because this is also one of the Microsoft product. Learning with the Microsoft product, I would say lot of benefits are there, and companies are using Microsoft Azure for this type of data related services. If you want to go with any web application, Android application, any gaming application, I would say AWS is best. But when you go for data related services, nothing can beat Azure. That is how Azure is very powerful, we are going to learn Azure in our course. So where we started with SQL, we'll be learning SQL, then slowly we'll be going into MSBI. We will see how you can organize the data, and you need not learn or you need not do it everything in all three services, SSIS, SSAS, SSRS. All you would have done it in Power BI. In Power BI also there was one problem. You are trying to overburden the Power BI by just dumping on everything. That also could affect the performance. So now we are using, you cannot replace again Power BI. Okay, just because MSBI is having some problems, you are trying to use Power BI, and Power BI also there is having small issues. You can't replace it because Power BI is the best. Power BI is the best business intelligence tool. But somewhere corner there is some loopholes that we are going to use Azure services in order to fulfill that. That comes under Azure. Now the next thing is why you need this. Why you need this? We need this because it stores an unlimited data, and you can have some backup recovery, and it can also be used for huge data anywhere. If you are in the world, you can just go and access it. That type of features this provides. And as I said, we will be learning Azure. Azure is a second largest cloud services next to AWS, and it is a very cost effective when you compare with all the services. And I would also say that if you are anywhere in the world, you can just go and access our data. Everything can be stored in the cloud, and you can concentrate on your reporting, and you can concentrate on your business analysis. Rather than spending time managing 10 people, 10 laptops, you just pay money to AWS or Azure. They will take care, and you can start thinking about your business. This is how it is important. Now finally, as I said, this is our last part which we'll be implementing in our project. What we'll be doing? All the data cleaning and the data storage. Since I know that it is going to be a problem in the on-premises or in the Power BI where I'm creating an burden to Power BI, now I will be using data storage services in Azure, and also data processing and transformation layer in Azure. I will do all the cleaning part, data gathering part, everything in the Azure. I will create a complete data set there, and then I will connect to my Power BI, and then do the reporting. Don't you think by using ADF, Azure Data Factory, which is a Azure service, we are trying to reduce the burden to Power BI? I am not saying Power BI is not possible. I am only trying to reduce the burden. Okay, I am only trying to reduce the burden. Once I try to reduce the burden, I will report everything in the Power BI now. Now this will be our final topic that we'll be learning. Okay, now before answering all your questions, I've picked few of the questions that is frequently asked in every session. I will walk you through these questions first. Meantime, you can also start asking your questions. I will try to answer one by one. The first question you'll be getting is, what is the job opportunities in MSBI and Power BI? As I said, now the full stack Power BI is in demand because people are expecting to have both the knowledge of MSBI and Power BI, because every company is trying to migrate from MSBI to Power BI. Power BI is the final reporting tool, but they are migrating it, so they're expecting some knowledge on the old tool as well, which is MSBI. So knowing both, it's a very good advantage for you to get good offers. Then who should go for this course is the second most common question that I'll be getting. Whatever you're doing in terms of a very limited coding, no coding at all, in fact. Okay, so people who are from non-coding background, so there is a myth. If you ask me, if you go and ask any IT person, okay, hey, what to do if I want to survive in IT? Everyone says you need to learn programming. Without programming, you cannot sustain in IT. That's a feedback you get. Even when you go and ask even any experienced person, they'll tell coding. But I would say no coding background is required to learn this skill. That is how this MSBI, Power BI is created an impact. Everything is a drag and drop. Lot of advantages. Now it's a very good opportunity for freshers. It's a very good opportunity for freshers. Usually whenever you complete your degree, the first one everyone says is learn Java, learn .NET, learn testing. If there is any opening, there are 5,000 members will come from the college pass out. But no one is learning this Power BI. So Power BI is also demand for freshers. If you are a fresher and if you know this tool, people are getting calls for this role. So very good opportunity for freshers. And people who already know also can go and learn more. People who are already working in any technical skills, this will become an additional skill for you. Scaling up. And the most important part is career gap. I understand being in this situation also, we have crossed the tough 2 years of our life. Like the last 2 years, it was very tough to handle it. But we all know we all have some personal issues, health issues, outside issues. So all this, you would have had a gap in your career. If you want to restart your career in IT, let's say you scale up on any technology and you try to get into a company, the expectations will be more if you are in any other skill. Let's say you learn Java, let's say you learn UI, let's say you learn some coding and you want to go as an experienced person, definitely the expectations will be very high. Here also the expectations will be there, but the thing is, it's very easy to master the code. Very easy to master the tools. Okay, it's very easy. It's no coding. You just need to practice for 2-3 months and you'll be able to gain it. Even though you going an experienced person, still you can learn this. That easy it is. The expectations, you can match the expectations because everything is code free. It is code free. Now this is a very good opportunity for career gap. And those people who want to switch from different technology to Power BI, this is a very good opportunity for you as well. So who want to come from non-technical, technical, we all know the technical pays very well. In respect to IT, a decent salary, a 50,000, I would say an average of 50,000 will be paid according to your experience. With a decent salary, I would say technical people will get it. And this is a right course for you to scale it up and you can master this in 2-3 months. Now, you may ask me, there are n number of institutes in India. Why should I join KSR Data Vision? This may be your question. Now what we will do, what we have done is, we have packaged everything into one bucket. SQL, MSBI, Power BI, Azure, all this we have put into one package. We call it as hundreds hours of BI technology, where you will be learning SQL, MSBI, Power BI, Azure. All 4 at one place. All 4 at one place. You may have to learn individually if you consider all other materials, YouTube, or if you want to go learn in your like Google, everything you have to go and learn individually. But what we have done is, we are going to entirely create an package. Everyone will understand from the step 1 to the step 10 sequentially. That's why we are like one-stop shop. You come to a shop, get what you want, go out with everything. Now, we will be implementing 3 real-time projects. Since you want to get that real-time experience, we'll be working on 3 real-time projects. That 3 real-time projects will help us to understand better in terms of real time. The moment you step onto the company, you will be able to get complete knowledge on the tools. Now, in order to learn your Power BI in depth, you should be having organization account. When I say organization account, let's say for example, you need to have an organization account. Only then you will be able to deploy or you will be able to publish the code to the Power BI service. Now, this may not possible if you don't have an account. And one thing we will proudly say is, we are the only one institute in India. We are the one and only institute in India who will be giving each and every student an organization ID. The day you join with us, you will be given an organization account. All the communication, all professional, how you work in organization, the same thing we will be working with us. Assume that you are an employee, I am a manager. It's nowhere a student or a trainee or a trainer relation here. We are all going to work as a project. We ourselves call them as, rather than calling an institute, we call ourselves as a startup. We will all working will be in a project. So that way, we will try to get your real-time experience. People who are having a gap, you doesn't know how IT works, how to set up a meeting, how to talk to your clients, how to explain the project, how to come up with the approach, how to share your ideas, how to think out of the box. Everything you will learn here, because we are like a startup. For that you need an organization account. Each and every person who is registering with us will get the account. Right? Now also apart from this, we provide you interview guidance. We take mock interviews to each and every one. We'll train you more and more. We'll train you better in facing the interviews. We'll help you building in your resumes. We help you coming up with the new projects. We'll help you to have the complete package in our course. So all these things we'll be covering as part of the course. 100 hours of dedicated hours you'll be spending on BI technologies. Everything you learn. I can simply say BI, past of BI is MSBI, you are learning. Present of MSBI, which is Power BI, you are learning. Future of business intelligence, Azure, that also you are learning. Now if you learn this, there is no new thing to learn now. Everything is a package now. Everything you have learned. For the next 10 years, don't worry about anything. For the next 10 years, don't worry about anything. You can still have a very good career, very good package in a very good company. Now this is something which I would say one-stop shop. Okay. Now after completing this course, you will try to be an expertise in SQL coding. You will learn SSIS, SSRS, SSAS tools. And I would also say that you'll be completely building the report from scratch. And I would also say that you'll be gaining the cloud knowledge. By end of this course, you will be having all these tools learned. Okay. Now this is about completion of this course. Now you can ask a question. Before that, I would say that you can go back and get our reviews in our website. You can see our reviews. We have our own app, which is like KSR Data Vision, which is available in the both Android and iOS. You can start installing it and we can go and see all the courses which is available, and every class will be in the online, which is going to be an online class. We'll be able to see only in our app. We have a special LMS, just like you have a Hotstar Prime. We also have their own app where all the videos you'll be able to see here. And now this is our YouTube channel. Please subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed. We will be keep giving you all the updates that is happening in the real time, in terms of a job openings, in terms of a new concepts, how the market is trending. Everything we will be uploading in our channel. Please subscribe it and you will be getting the updates. Now let me answer all your questions. Azure means, yes, we are referring to ADF. ADF will actually replace, or maybe I would say reduce the burden of Power BI. SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, these are outdated. Yes, I agree. But now companies are asking for these skills because they are having many migration projects. That's the reason we are learning all the three tools. MSBI is good if you learn because you will be getting more package, because this is in demand. Very few professions know end to end. So it's right chance for you to scale up everything. Snowflake is becoming popular. Yes, we agree, but as of now, not as popular as the other cloud services. But yes, it's also growing. Any other questions? We are an institute where we provide you the experience certificate. We'll provide you the completion certificate, I would say. Not an experience certificate, but at least the course completion certificate we will give you. Azure means we are covering the fundamentals, as well as we'll be concentrating on Azure Data Factory. Any other questions? Yes, we can do data cleaning, data transformation, everything in ADF. That is going to be the future. That is going to be the future. The class starts from March 10th, 6:30 a.m. 6:30 a.m. and course is from Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday is for doubts. Clarification, assignments, everything. And the fees is 27K. Because we are providing you the pro account as well as the premium facilities, which charge you $10 per account. We will be providing you for 1 year. We will be providing you this for 1 year. This will help us to have a complete end-to-end interaction. It's going to be online. We are not only teaching ADF, we are also teaching some of the other services which will help us to completely follow the end-to-end process. Python is not mandatory. It's definitely good for the people who are working professional because you can scale it up and demand high package. Any other questions? Fees is fixed, but I would say if you pay through a credit card, you can convert into EMI. You can pay by using a credit card and convert into EMI, but the fees is fixed. Why? Because we have to pay for every student $10 as a license. As I said, we are going to give you account. Whoever wants to register, please, we have a form in the description. Please fill the form. Our team will reach out to you. Whoever wants to register, please fill the form in the description. our team will reach out to you, or else you can call this number and get more details. The course will go for 3 months. Any other question? Yes, definitely freshers can get the job, because rather than doing existing roles like Java, .NET testing, this will be a very good opportunity to scale it up, and there are very few people who know this tool. Very good opportunity for a fresher. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Please post your questions. We will answer. You can comment your question. Our team will respond to your question. You can call to this number and you will get a complete details. We are going to start a new batch March 10th, 6:30 a.m. First 1 week is completely free. You need not pay anything. After 1 week, once you get adjusted to our training, then you can at least join the course. At least utilize these free courses. Fill the form. You will get the 5 free classes. You can get registered later. Power BI is having demand, and full stack Power BI developer is going to rule it, because you are learning everything whatever is there in the market. Now no alternative. Past, present, future, everything you are learning. Everything you are learning. You can register, you can get registered. The form has been shared in the chat as well. Please fill the form. Our team will get back to you. Please join us on March 10th. Attend our free classes. Then you can get a complete picture of what is this course about. Definitely you will be having all the support from our team. We will help you in terms of everything until you get job. Okay. So thank you all for joining. If you have any other questions, please post it in the chat. Our team will help you. Thank you for your time.